It's week 8 and it's meringue week, or as Allison likes to call it, meringue week. And we are making 12 meringue tarts. I'm excited about my fall flavors. We're doing pecan, rosemary, orange, and maple. So let's get started. Ready, set, bake. This week I had to break up my bake days into 2 days. So I'm wearing a different sweater here, and this is actually like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm making the sweet tart dough, which is like a pie crust dough, but it's a lot sweeter, kind of like a sugar cookie. It's delicious for mini tarts. I love to wrap my cookie doughs in plastic wrap into a log, so that's what I did here, and I put it in the fridge to rest. The other thing I pre-made is pastry cream, and I love pastry cream, you guys. I was reading frangipane recipes this week and read that if you add pastry cream to your frangipane, it makes it a lot creamier, so I wanted to give it a try. But you've got to make it beforehand because it has to fully set before you actually like mix it into a different recipe. If you've never made pastry cream, it's pretty much like a custard. So I've warmed some milk on the stove and now I'm mixing sugar, cornstarch, and eggs. And then what I'll do is ladle this hot milk into the egg sugar mixture. You don't want to cook your eggs, so you have to do it kind of quickly, and then you transfer everything back into the hot pot and you're going to stir it until it reaches like a custard consistency. For this frangipane, I wanted to have a thicker pastry cream, so I did add more cornstarch, so don't come at me if you see how thick this is going to be. I let it cool down just a little bit and then I'll add some butter, and that thins it out a little bit more, but this has to sit in the fridge overnight. And here I am the next day. Good morning. This is bake day. So there's my cold tart dough. I've got to line all of these tart pans and get them partially baked before I put the filling in. I've always loved a mini tart. Like the idea of it, the bite, the proportions, everything, but I hate this part. I hate having to individually cut out pieces of pie dough and then push it into these mini tart pans. So props to all the bakeries that sell mini tarts. I think they're beautiful. I think they're delicious, but it is not something that I enjoy making. They're a ton of work. And so this week, in order to not get a soggy bottom, I am pre-baking my tart shells. So that is a square of parchment paper, and then I'm filling it with an assortment of pie weights. I've got actual round pie weights in there, but I also have dried black beans. They're gonna hold down the pastry so it doesn't puff up and it can cook and get a nice color to it. While these bake in the oven, let's get working on the frangipane. So this is actually the base of a Bakewell tart, and it's in an almond croissant. It's butter, powdered sugar, eggs, almonds, and I'm adding pastry cream this time. It's delicious. So instead of a Bakewell tart where you'd add jam, I'm doing this like pecan pie layer. So I am toasting some pecans. I've covered it in salt, pepper, maple syrup, and that is chopped rosemary, and they get nice and kind of crystallized, sugared in the oven. Now let's make the pecan pie filling. I'm using a little bit of that golden syrup that I have left over from back to school week. Corn syrup, sugar, maple syrup. I'm adding some orange juice and some orange zest. Some things got a little out of order in editing here because I'm trying to keep the components together in this video. So don't turn detective on me when you realize that the pecans are in a different shot and then the tarts are no longer in the oven. These I let cool for too long and it was such a struggle to get them off, so I popped them back in the oven, warmed them back up, and here we go. We're gonna get them onto a cutting board and they can cool, and then I'll chop them. Here I am finishing the pecan pie tart filling, whatever you want to call it, just adding some butter and some eggs, mixing that in, and then some orange zest. Now my tarts are out of the oven and cooled enough for me to remove those pie weights. And I think I did a good job getting them partially baked, and they have some good color on the bottom. Now to make assembly go a little easier, I'm compiling all my components, chopping my nuts. This is my frangipane. This is gonna go at the base of the tart. And then on top, I'm gonna put the pecan pie filling. And this has the maple syrup, the orange juice, and the orange zest, and I hope it adds some really good flavor. So now I'm topping it with the rosemary, maple, toasted pecans, and we're gonna put it in the oven. And I'm not sure exactly how long I should have cooked this for, but I took them out anyway and got started on the meringues while they cooled. This is a Swiss meringue with egg whites and sugar, and you cook it over a double boiler until your sugar's dissolved. But I was panicking like the whole time. Are these set? Are these underbaked? Should I put them back in the oven? But I just kept going. While my Italian meringue whips, I had to start on the most stressful part of this whole bake. Getting these little individual tarts out of their tart shells. I was still worried that they were underbaked, but that looks pretty good. So I kept going, even though some of them were pretty soft and kind of cracking a little bit. The pecan pie filling was like so sticky and had kind of seeped over the edge, so it made getting them out, I think, a little harder than normal. I already told you that these mini tarts are hard to make, so props to bakeries, but like look how cute they are with the whipped meringue topping. I'm in love with them and maybe changing my mind because they all came out, all 12 of them, and this meringue is so beautiful. The final step to torch them. I am so happy with how these turned out, and I love the way that it looked with the torched meringue. I can't wait to try them now. This week I made for you 12 meringue tarts. The flavors are pecan, almond, rosemary, and orange. Here we go.
This looks exactly like something I want to eat. It's not soggy on bottom this week.
Yay!
It's actually browned.
I know, I feel like I got a good color underneath.
I am sad that your filling isn't set as it kind of like leaks out in front of me.
Yeah, I know, that's the underbaked part, is I didn't think that I baked it long enough for the filling to set.
Okay. It tastes really, really good. Your meringue tastes amazing. However, it's very, very sweet. Here's a sad thing.
Mm-hmm.
These taste great.
Yeah.
But if you told me that there was rosemary and orange in here, I would not be able to.
Neither?
Yeah.
Not even the orange?
No, not even the orange. And I'm like, trying to eat the syrup on its own, trying to figure that out. So not very orangey, not very rosemary, but still a little delicious treat on its own.
Which is fair. That's what the judges say a lot. Like, you say that it's rosemary and then they don't taste it, they'll call you on it.
Yeah.
You're calling me on it. There's not enough rosemary.
Or orange.
I should have done like an orange marmalade. Okay, my turn to try. It's yummy. I got rosemary. I just got a whole bunch of rosemary.
Well, then it's inconsistent.
Other than the filling being like totally not set and leaking everywhere, that was really good.
It's a mouthful of sweet. It's
super sweet. Like really sweet.
And that pretty much is the embodiment of meringue, in my opinion.
Yeah. So meringue week. But I couldn't eat more than one. I actually just ate half, and I don't think I can eat the other half.
Did you get orange?
No.
Yeah.